Hey, good afternoon, you all. This is Mike from the Retirement Train Straight Talk, where I give you the simple truth every video from my perspective. All right, so today's video is going to be on what does the average American retire on today? I did a video on this, I want to say almost 3 years ago, right? And I think it was between 40 and 50. Well, inflation's hit pretty high, right? So according to the Wall Street Journal, I think it's between $55,000 and $65,000. And here's the average truth about it all, right? Everything goes up in cost, and so does retirement. So there's a few things to think about this. And one way to think about it is, listen, if you're thinking about gross income when or before you retire, I think you're mistaken. Try thinking about it as net, because all that matters in retirement is net, isn't it? What you have in your pocket is so important. It's very important to understand that when you're making your retirement budget, think about that in real time terms, okay? It's the same thing with net worth, right? When people add their house into their net worth, yes, technically, yes, you subtract, what you owe from how much you actually have gross, and that's your net. However, your house is something you have to live in, isn't it? Unless you're taking money on the side from it, you're still got to pay it back. It's not realistic, right? Use the money that you have coming in as guaranteed. That's your real net worth, isn't it? For instance, if you look at net worth around America, people count their homes and they're at $600,000-700,000. But in reality, what they can really spend is in their IRAs, 401ks, etc., minus the tax. That's their real worth. Uncle Sam's your partner in everything. And that's why I'm trying to do Roth conversions now as we roll over, right? I'm going to roll over, 50 grand, 60 grand a year if I can for the next 5 years and lock that down, and that's it. That's all I'm going to be able to roll over. And it's going to put me in a disadvantage for taxes. It is what it is. I'd get taxed either way. Some people said in my comments below that it's a waste of time to do the Roth conversion. Well, maybe it is, but if you have grandchildren or whatever and you want to give some money to them once you pass, if you leave it in a tax-deferred account and you give it to them, they got 10 years to take it all out. It's taxable, etc., etc. So we won't dwell on that today. That's a different video. But today's video was the average married couple in the middle class. And I'll leave it at that. Each situation is different for sure. However, if we were to look at the average, the Wall Street Journal says between 55 and 65. And here's why. The average couple, let's just say, makes about $2,200 on Social Security if they're both working. If not, one gets half of the other. Let's say they're both working. They're making 50 grand, let's just say. And I can just take it from my numbers and other folks' numbers out there. But let's say it's $50,000. Let's say they both have $300,000 in their 401k. Okay? Excuse me, 401k, and they're drawing 4% of it. You're getting what, 2 grand a month before taxes? Let's say 18,000. Okay, do the 18,000 plus, 4,500, or excuse me, 45 or 48,000 after taxes. You're looking at $65,000 in retirement. That's not bad. Okay, it sounds great on paper. It does. Then reality slaps you in the teeth. You live in retirement. Remember now, you're not paying. You're not withdrawing, you're not taking money out from your 401k anymore. You're not paying certain taxes anymore from your paycheck. The paycheck, a lot of it is yours now. And if you're 65 and older, you do get some discounts on Social Security. You do. Meaning Medicare back pays you through your tax program. I didn't realize that either, but yeah, they give you a credit, okay? So you get a little bit more money, especially these next 2 years, right? With this, I guess that's the big, beautiful bill concept here, Trump tax cuts. But only if you make under a certain amount of money, right? If you're single, I think it's, 75, 80,000 or less. If you're married, anything over $150,000, you're not going to get anything. So you got to look at those things. But in general, it's a pretty good deal for the next 2 years. but that goes away. So the average couple, let's just say the average middle class couple is going to bring home around $65,000 gross, between 55 and 65 gross, maybe 70 gross. You start cutting that down for taxes, you're at $62,000 a year. Walk out your door in retirement, money, gas in your car, traveling, just driving around, go out to dinner twice a week. You know, a good dinner out in town's what? Is what, $50, $100, right? Right? That's what it costs for a decent meal. If you want a sandwich, you get away with $40 for two. But in general, it's $60, $70 for a decent meal out in town, depending on where you live and so forth. Those things add up, y'all. Then you got other things. You know, you got to take in consideration, you don't have a mortgage, gotcha. But you got the other things. You got your electricity. You got your, your food bill. The average food bill is what? $600 maybe? Hell, you walk into a grocery store today, you're pulling what? 60 to 80 bucks out of your wallet every damn time. Something in it. And you're going to eat less in retirement, believe it or not. Hopefully, you're eating smarter. It still costs money. You just can't get away from it. Because in retirement, right, you're not going to work every day. Because when you're going to work, you get up 07 to 8 o'clock, get in the car, drive to work, come home. You're at work all day. You're not spending money, you and your wife, right? Or your significant other. You're not spending money, hopefully. When you get home, you're tired. You make your food from home. You make your lunch for the next day. Maybe you eat out. I don't know. But in most cases, you're conserving a lot more money while you're working. Sounds strange, but it's true. But when you retire, you're home all day. You're thinking things to do. You're shopping more. Hopefully you're enjoying your life. So it costs more money in your early retirement years. It does. I've been retired now, going on 4 years, December 1st. And I've noticed it big time. Like I've mentioned in my last video, travel went up 15%, right? Just travel alone. Very expensive. Hell, I'm trying to plan a Viking cruise for October of 2020, next year. And, for a decent cabin, and from Switzerland to Paris is about $20,000. It's a lot of money. Some people say, well, the hell with that. I wouldn't do that. Well, you might. You might not. We want to try it. Viking just seems to be very expensive. Older group, no children allowed, Hopefully it's safe. You're on a river cruise, so you're not bobbing like a cork in the ocean, as we used to say in the Navy. But it's expensive. That's all I can say. Anything you do in retirement is going to cost you money, except if you go to sit in the park and watch the birds and feed them. Even the damn bird feed costs money, or the ducks, whatever. Everything costs. Just saying. What am I getting about all this? The realization of what it's going to cost you in retirement, especially in your early years when you're active. You better start pumping it away, y'all. I'm just saying. I didn't realize it either. And I'm pretty good at pumping money away. I used to be anyway. Didn't make a lot in the military, but I always put 10, 15% away, even 20 to 25 as my last 20 years. And you're going to need to do that earlier. Because I'm telling you, the traditional pensions are going away. State, military, county, they'll still have some, but a lot of them are going to be going away, offering other advantaged 401ks. Maybe matching a little bit more. I don't know. But I do know that they're starting to dwindle down. I suspect in the next 10 years, we're going to see a whole different ballgame with AI and so forth ruling the world. It's coming. Some will be for the better. Some might be for the worse. But if you're not saving money now, and you're in your 40s, 30s even, you better start putting something away. Your last 10 years in retirement, you better be packing it. If you can. Don't worry about the trips and all that kind of stuff, okay? Yeah, go on a few of them, but just think about the future, especially if you're healthy. If you're ill, I get it. You want to spend time, with your family, going on trips and so forth prior to retirement. But if you're really healthy and you're doing the right things and, you don't have illness in your family, your life expectancy is probably going to be longer than you think. So If you can retire early, do it. If you meet the wickets, you've put your money away. You've got your standard, 6 to 12 months of emergency funds put away for that roof or that HVAC, what have you. What are you waiting for? If you plan properly, you can do it. That's the average American household, between 55, 65, maybe 70,000 before taxes. Again, it's all about net, isn't it? All right. Before I go, I want to do a shout out to Dwayne here. Dwayne on, I think his videos are called Retire Early 500K. Now, I enjoyed his video today. It was about the dark side of early retirement. And I got to tell you, it rang home. I know a lot of folks that had problems retiring early. Okay? They went back to work. They got bored. They spent all their money, what have you. It's ugly. If you haven't watched his channel yet, get over there and watch it. Retire Early 500K. Dwayne, shout out to you, brother. That was a really good video, and it hit home. For me, it's not about competition on YouTube. It's just about me just giving my experiences. And I'm telling you, back to this particular video, you better start saving early. If you start out early, you can put a little bit away each time. Every time you get a pay raise, put half of it towards your 401k or cash savings, what have you. If you're in your 50s and you're just starting, you still got time. Nothing says you got to retire at 60, 65. But if you do want to retire at 65, I'm just being realistic. It's what's going to cost you. That's all. It's going to cost to retire, because everything you do in retirement, waking up in the morning, past that, is going to cost you money. Well, I hope that helped you today. Hit the like and subscribe button and wake up, America, because it ain't cheap. Y'all take care and God bless.